friends, good morning from this little yurt camp here in Grigorievka. We're gonna start our day off with another beautiful breakfast before I show you a little bit of the location here in daylight, and then we're gonna try to make our way to Karakol. Very nice. Let's get going. Back on the road, and we're now gonna try to find our transport to Karakol. I don't think the way will be that eventful, so we'll just make our way, find a marshrutka, and go leave this place. Alright everybody, welcome to the city of Karakol. It's already been a little bit of time, I don't know if you can tell. Probably because I'm not wearing my backpack and things. I really feel naked, honestly. The main goal is to exchange a little bit more money because I ran out of cash, as most of the things around here are simply paid with cash if you're not in Bishkek, which is nice as well, you know. Anyway, this is actually the first time on my entire trip that I met some other backpackers. Yeah, feeling a little bit more integrated into civilization today. We once again have lots of green around here and going into the direction of a supermarket, but we'll actually also still go a little bit further than that. Maybe we cross here. Well, maybe. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't get it. The one on my side is doing the same thing though. Let's just do it like this. Schizophrenic traffic light. Schrodinger's crossing. I don't have any other word placed for that, but you get what I'm saying. There you go, apartment buildings and pine trees. Getting a real glimpse into the life out here in Karakol. A little bit more of a center feeling here. Well, we're pretty cramped. Lots of cars, but what else to expect in a place like that? Alright, I already see something with ATM, so our money exchange place also got to be quite close to that. 99.50, that's a ripoff. I mean, in the other towns we had like 102, something like that, which is quite close to the exchange rate that I found online of 103, but 99? Let's see if we find something better. Even though, oh, there you go, 101. That is already something. Getting close to it. 101 seems to be our best bet. But for example, this bank doesn't even take them anymore, the euros. So I feel like it is slowly becoming a thing of luck. Maybe we'll actually end up with the 99. Let's try a next one. Wow, okay. So 2 of them didn't even exchange the euro anymore, and the third one that we now settled for had a straight 100 as an exchange rate. So out of 150 I got 15,000. That's okay. Yeah, it was still the best option, you know, better that than 99.50. We ended up on the bazaar right here. It's pretty funny, I actually found one of the other backpackers that I've been arriving here with, and he was on the way to find a football shirt here because he's collecting those from every country. So we tried to go to the bazaar. So far we found this place that sells a whole lot of fruits and vegetables and things, but that also seems kind of it. So we're a little bit confused. Got some more stores and market stands on this street, and we've somehow been led into this direction, so let's see. Maybe we're still lucky. By the way, here he is, one of the people I met on my trip.
How's it? I'm Milan from South Africa. Very bad on camera first time, so can't promise that it'll be entertaining to watch me.
Yeah, we're just trying to navigate the bazaar. Oh,
wow. Down here.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better. At least more vegetables. Can't go short on vegetables here. There you go. That looks more like it.
What's your favorite local food here that you've had so far?
So far I actually didn't really have that much local food, but I had a beshbarmak with horse meat. It was pretty good, gotta say.
Yeah,
you should try
manti. It's not like
Manti.
traditional here,
Okay.
it's like Russian, Uzbekistan. But it's so good. I need to learn how to make it. That's my favorite. Wow.
Wow, okay. Huh. They have lots of marshrutkas parked here in this part of what probably still is the bazaar. Just trying to get past them and see that there's another street with stores and things. I just noticed that all of those are shipping containers that are made into stores.
At this point, I'm just walking around. Like
That's alright, that's alright. That's what it's all about. There you go. The house of Russian-Kyrgyz friendship. I have no idea actually. But you know, they have those friendship monuments in Bishkek as well. So maybe that is their interpretation of it. And it honestly looks nice. Things you find while you randomly walk around in the city. Love it. Yeah, Karakol really feels different compared to Bishkek and other places that we've been here so far. In a very positive way.
I think it's a new trick. Just walk around with a camera and people just like instantly are friendlier and want to come up to you.
Exactly. How exactly do you think I gain subscribers? The truth is I don't. But there you go. I just wanted to go exchange money real quick. And now we just seemingly walked through half of the city already. Very different vibe once again, Karakol. Something between Bishkek and cities like Cholponata, for example. But no lake next to here. Well, we still are close to the lake. It is now basically on the most eastern side of the lake, of the Issyk-Kul, but I don't think we really have direct access here. I think it's a little bit further away. The other thing is, as I said, I planned this to be just money exchange, so I just left all of my stuff there in the room where I'm gonna stay for tonight, and I didn't lock it. I just thought, you know what, just doing the quick business part before we get to relax, charge and do all of that. And here I am, still out here, leaving all of my things unlocked somewhere. Let's hope they're still there, but yeah. Okay, everybody, feeling a little bit fresher, and especially the microphone is feeling fresher because it's fully charged again. So the other one always makes a very weird sound, very weird high-pitched sound in the audio, so I'm sorry that you had to endure this. We're now back on our regular microphone. Right, and we're gonna explore Karakol a little bit more because it's actually a very interesting city, even though we're still a bit further away from the Chinese border. There's a lot of Chinese influences here. It is the influence of a lot of Chinese Muslims who fled here from war in China in the 19th century. And so we're gonna walk a little bit more through the city and take a look at all of those things. Oh wow, there come the tourist buses, how great. Perfect timing. Anyway, one of the things where this Chinese influence is very much visible is actually on the opposite side of the statue, right here. You can't see it yet, can you? The thing is, you probably by now already saw what a mosque looks like. Well, this one's a little different. Let me show you. This is what it looks like when you enter this place. As a tourist, you pay a little fee of 50 som, which is not that much, and you know, it's for keeping everything intact around here. And of course, since it's a mosque, a holy place, women have to wear headscarves, and they're available right here at the entrance. That being said, here it is, the Mosque of Karakol. A little bit different than the ones that you may have seen, right? So while the other ones look more like the classic mosque, this is more like a mosque temple, kinda. You know, you have all of those structures that really remind you of the Chinese temples. And right here you have the minaret in beautiful blue, of course with the speakers for the call to prayer. Such a lot of beautiful little details all around here. Look at that. Someone carved all of this. 20 Chinese wood carvers. And that's it. That's crazy. It's very impressive, this building. Really. Wow, this place is getting flooded. More and more buses arriving. Somehow I just managed to catch the exact same time. Let's get out of here. We're back on the road. We made it out through the masses of people. And while there's all of this Chinese influence here, there's of course also the Russian influence. So therefore, they of course also have a Russian Orthodox church here. And I'm gonna be honest, like, since this country is mostly Muslim, I only saw one Orthodox church, like from the far distance somewhere in Bishkek, but after that, simply nowhere anymore. So it is also quite exciting to go see that, and that's what we're gonna do next. Should be like a 17-minute walk from here, so let's check it out. Lots of shops for fake flowers, so maybe the church also has a graveyard or something. And there we have it, the Holy Trinity Church, Russian Orthodox Church here in Karakol. Majestic, and also made out of wood. Look at that. So as you can see, this one also has a lot of details in there. It also seems still very much original, probably because it's not really painted over, and yet it is still standing. What a beauty. So you can also go inside there. However, you're not allowed to take photos or film in there. So let me just quickly tell you what to expect. Well, first of all, it's free, so you don't have to pay anything to take a look at it. Very nice, very bright, like mostly with white and blue colors, and lots of religious things in there, but also plants. They have a lot of plants growing in there, which is also something that I usually don't really remember from churches. Yeah, something different. It also once again has a very beautiful garden out here, and a little bit more on the property that is like behind the church in that direction where the mountains are. So everything is full of beautiful flowers, making this place even more beautiful. So we're out of the premises of the church again, and I feel like now it's time that we find something to eat. There's actually something that is like very much common or local for this city right here, which is also something that came from the Chinese, and we're gonna try to find a place that sells that stuff. Since we're already passing it, here's another majestic statue of a guy with a flag, who I also of course don't know. But that is also quite nice. You always just have those little parks in between with beautiful flowers, mostly also with a statue or a monument. And then it's back to the busy city life. It wasn't here. There's a little side street, there's a little side building, so maybe we find it here actually. A little market, a little bazaar. That doesn't really look like food here. It's a whole maze in here. Crazy. Let's see. Like, this is mostly jewelry now. And some flowers again. Real ones this time though. Let's just try the next one here. That looks better. That looks better. So this definitely seems more like the place for food and apparently like some cosmetic stuff. Just gotta find a place where we want to stay. Let's just go straight here. Yes, actually, in this little alley, we found good old ashlam pho, which I wanted to try today. It undoubtedly looks a little bit different than the other Kyrgyz food that we had here so far. But still, you know, you have the noodles, the dough noodles and all of those things. And now we're simply going to try it. It's apparently a little bit spicy. Very good. Yes, it's a little bit spicy, but definitely not too much. And it's also cold, actually. It's a cold noodle soup kind of thing. And apparently very common for here. So other ingredients of that also include egg a little bit, and chili of course, garlic very prominent, and this broth right here is vinegar based. So overall, I don't know, a little bit of a spicy, fruity kind of flavor, if that makes sense. Really something good, really something you would expect for a region like this. And we're out again, back on the road. What a place, huh? I kind of want to explore more of this. It seems like there's more. There's probably more of those alleys with weird places like that. So maybe we'll just go find the next one. Oh, there you go. There's another one of those. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's like everything is under this big roof right there. And then you have, just like in those old malls and things, all of those different stores. There's more of a cafe, sweet stuff. Some more places to eat. It's interesting. Maybe this right there is the actual bazaar, and whatever we saw earlier was just a tiny part of it somewhere out there. Would make sense. I feel like we're still in the same direction. Huh. Let's see where we head next. Let's head to those signposts and see what else is there to discover. Historical sites. Should we check out the historical sites real quick? It's somehow back into this direction of where the church was. So let's just walk in this direction and see whatever kind of historical sites those are. I literally have no idea. Like there's a huge, it's seemingly a park or something where also the statue is, and there's a fence all around it. And it's closed as of right now, like they're building something. Maybe it's a new park. Let's see that we somehow get around that fence a little bit. And hopefully there's something interesting behind. Nice little football field here. No players today though. Well, a few of them outside of the field for whatever reason. There's another nice park. This one's open. So let's check out that park. Not really much going on in this park. Just another green oasis in the middle of the city, but not really much else. So I guess I do kind of give up on the historical sites. Maybe I just took a wrong turn at some point, but I did not see anything that I would call a historical site. They do have a zoo though, in 600 meters somewhere in this direction. So if I'm really desperate for content in the end, might as well go there. We also somehow slowly have to move on from here. We're not here for the city life after all. We get another Soviet-looking building ahead. Look at that. Some guy in front of here. Judging by the sign there, it's a theater. If I were to guess, this is a little bit abandoned. Whoop! Except of a pigeon. But there's no cashier who can sell us any tickets for any show in here. Let's see if there's still something inside. It's insanely dusty, so you're probably not going to see anything. But that is okay, because there is nothing to see. It's entirely empty. So maybe the poor guy who has a statue still here wrote some nice pieces for theater, and now they just don't show them anymore. Too bad. No theater for us today. But at least from this place, we have something interesting over there. I can sense it. That's because I can see it. And to be honest, it seems a little bit more like the historical sites that we've been promised when we almost fell down that thing, god damn it. The historical sites that we were promised in the other direction, I feel like they're here. I feel like they're right here. Maybe what we just found here is the actual city center, even though it just seems more like a parking lot. But at least we have something interesting here, and we have the state park right here behind it. So this seems to be the main attractions that we have here. We already saw the mosque and the church. This museum, I don't know, maybe we passed it. Then we have this memorial right here that we saw. There is an airport here in Karakol. The zoo we at least saw on the signs. And then there's some other monument or memorial right here that I haven't seen so far. Some more memorials and things to see maybe. And probably a few famous people from Karakol. This entire square, as you can see, has those flags and like a little bit of lights and things. So I feel like at night this is probably also a very beautiful place, but as you can see, also not much going on except those children's entertainment things. Then of course another huge Kyrgyz flag and a statue with two more people that I've never seen before. Wow, okay, I see a familiar face. Look at that. We have a golden or maybe bronze Lenin statue right across here. Who would have thought that we would find Lenin standing here in Karakol? Walking down that park, it just seems like we have some more kids' entertainment ahead. A nice little hangout spot under a tree. And as you can probably hear, we have another fountain here to cool down a little bit. Just a nice place to hang out in the shade instead of a whole lot of, you know, shops and things like that. I mean, yes, here we of course also have the bazaar, but at least it's not called the city center. That's a difference. Yes, they have a lot of sitting opportunities here in the central park as well. And apparently, like some of those benches, like that one over there, they can also swing. That's pretty fun. Mine doesn't. That's probably why no one sat here. My water is now depleted. And so are kind of, you know, like the options where we can still find some interesting stuff around here. Unless we go somewhere further by Marshrutka. But I feel like it's already a little bit too late for that. So I guess we're going to end this video here. Because now you've seen Karakol. And I will go back now, have a little rest, fill up my water bottle again. I don't know what to do next. But tomorrow we're going to go out on an adventure again. We're going to leave Karakol. I'm going to do something else. Anyway, that being said, thank you so much for watching, and let's get out of here.